Traction can be incredibly helpful when you have back pain. It can pull apart your vertebrae, which creates room in between them for those discs to kind of expand and the nerves might be pinched to kind of be able to freely move a little bit. It's not a magic bullet. You're not going to do just one traction session and be magically healed, but it is incredibly helpful as part of a larger program. So we're going to explore two ways of doing that: the McKenzie press up and an inversion table. And these are the simplest for people to do at home. Let's go into how each is done. The McKenzie press up is named after Robin McKenzie, who is basically the OG godfather of physical therapy. He wrote a really terrific progression of exercises that is called the McKenzie protocol. Physical therapists can actually get McKenzie method certified now. It is something that is incredibly respected in the physical therapy and personal training industries because it works. So the McKenzie press up is a really simple way to create traction, to pull apart those discs and create space in your spine and take some of the pressure off of your nerves. An inversion table does the same thing. Basically, you get clamped into it and you hang upside down or just on an angle, and that angle determines the amount of traction that's applied. So the closer to being horizontal that you are, the less pressure is going to be on there. And so like if you're trying it for the first time, you're not going to want to hang upside down on an inversion table. That's going to probably be too much and kind of shock your system. Something that happens is if you apply too much traction at once, the muscles in your spine actually kind of freak out and they seize up and they start to try to bring everything back together. So it's actually counterproductive to use more traction. You want to use very light, gentle traction. Don't force things. You're just very, very gently pulling apart. The more subtle, the better here. I can't stress that enough. Less is more when it comes to traction. The McKenzie press up is a great way to decompress your spine. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to start on your belly. Basically, you're just going to try to keep your abs as relaxed as possible. This is actually where you're starting. Your hands are going to be pretty much under your shoulders. They can be a little bit forward of your shoulders too. From here, you're just going to gently press into the floor. You're trying to keep your belly on the ground. You're just bringing yourself up and down as if you were doing the laziest push-up ever. So you're trying to keep your belly down. You're coming up and down. And basically, that is all it is. If you want to add a little bit of torque in there, you can start to pull the floor towards your feet. And that can kind of create a little bit more tension to decompress your spine a little bit more, but you really don't have to do that, especially if you're starting these out and you haven't done them before. So once again, we're thinking the laziest push-up ever. You're keeping your belly on the ground. You're just pressing just gently into your arms, just bringing it up and down. Hips and belly are staying on the ground. And you're just doing this for reps. Usually people do about 10 reps of these. And now you get to try your own McKenzie press-ups. Good luck. An inversion table like this one can be a really valuable piece of equipment for somebody who's experiencing back pain. Basically what it does is it helps you to create space between your vertebrae. What that space does is it allows the discs to expand and allows nerves to have room to kind of go through and do their job without getting cramped. An inversion table just helps you to create traction using gravity. Let me show you how to do it. To get in, you're just going to carefully make sure your feet are on the right spot and step your feet into the crossbar. Then you're going to pull the pin and release those shin pads down to your shins, and that's going to hug your feet in place. That's going to be really important because you don't want to fall out of your inversion table. Once that's done, you can adjust how deep you want to go into your inversion. If you've never used an inversion table before, a lot of them have a selector like this one on the side that you can put a pin in that's going to help you figure out how vertical or horizontal you're going to end up being. The more horizontal that you are, the more subtle the traction is on your back. The more vertical that you are, the more extreme that traction is. So if you're just starting out, you'll want to go a little bit more horizontal. Put your selector in, choose exactly the right spot. Right now I have this selected to be the most laid back version of an inversion table, and then I'll go ahead and show you different settings. So you're going to lay back on it and use this handle to kind of put yourself in position. Right here, I don't have a lot of a slant. You can see that it's just kind of just past horizontal. Here I have a little bit more of a slant. So use your handles to get yourself into it. And ease yourself nice and slowly into it. You don't want to do this really fast because the muscles in your back are smart and they're going to try to protect your back. So if you go into it too quickly, they're going to tense up and try to pull everything back together to its original position, and your inversion table won't work. So nice and slow, ease into it. And once you're in position, you can set a timer. A lot of people do these for about 5 minutes. Some people do them for longer. And figure out how much time that you'd like to do this for. You can base it on what you're able to handle, how it feels on your back, how it feels to be upside down, but just generally give yourself several minutes. And to come up, you're just going to use your handles to gently pull yourself up. Do it nice and slowly, especially if you're somebody with blood pressure issues. You don't want that blood to rush back to your head and make yourself pass out. That would not be cool. To get out of it, you're just going to reverse the steps from when you got in. You're going to pull the pin up and release that shin pad away from your shins, and carefully step out of it and make sure you keep your balance and don't do anything too fast. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video and thought it was useful, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so that you'll stay in the loop every time that I drop a new video.